Hey guys, welcome to Mikey's Video Game Madness. Today we're playing Super Metroid. Originally for the Super Nintendo, this is on the Virtual Console on the original Wii. And we'll be playing this. This is actually Metroid 3. They just felt obligated to call it Super Metroid because everything on the Super Nintendo at that point in time was called Super instead of whatever the sequel name was. I do give Konami credit for calling Castlevania 4 Super Castlevania 4, but they didn't manage to put the 4 in there, although it really confused me as a kid because I was looking for the NES non-Super version of Castlevania 4, but never found it because it turned out it didn't exist. Alright, let's get this game started. This is actually probably what inspired Castlevania Symphony of the Night, I guess, in the Metroids before it, but probably more this one because this one's probably the best Metroid ever made.
The last Metroid.
But that's why they call it Castlevania Symphony of the Night and the other 2D maze like Castlevania games, like the Metroidvania games. And the way it goes, it kind of works like a side-scrolling Zelda game where like you only have access to a certain like area, and then you unlock it by getting like a new item. Like for instance, you can't get through a barrier, and then all of a sudden you get like a rocket launcher of some type, and then you can get through that barrier, and then you'll come across another barrier until you get that item, and you just slowly progress by doing that over and over again. But I remember seeing this in magazines, and they must have took really cruddy screenshots, because I remember seeing this in a magazine and being like, why is this on the Super Nintendo? This looks like complete garbage. But when I actually saw it in person, it didn't look anything like those horrible screenshots. This Metroid actually has somewhat of a lengthy intro, which is really not common for Metroid games. Usually when you play Metroid games, you just think you're blowing up something and you just need to get the mother brain and basically any instance of story that you get. Although I do think there is some sort of splash screen in maybe Metroid 1 or 2, I can't remember. I don't really like those games all that much. I like this one and then the ones on Game Boy Advance. And the one on Game Boy Advance, the second one to come out, which Metroid Fusion is a sequel to this, and I'm trying to think what the Metroid after that came out on the Game Boy Advance, but that's a remake of the first game. It actually has the first game in it once you finish it. But I mean, I appreciate the originals for existing, but they're not that much fun to play anymore. If you want to play a Metroid game, play this one or Metroid Fusion. Sorry, this thing almost fell. I was adjusting my legs because my legs are crossed and it knocked the microphone down. But yeah, like the 3D ones are a completely different experience. And then I never played that one that was like 3D and an action game at the same time, but I don't think anybody liked it. But this game's good, and Metroid Fusion is, and I haven't played the remake of the first one, but I heard it was similar to Metroid Fusion and the way it played, so if that's the case, I'm sure it's a fantastic game. Make sure if you download this on the Wii Virtual Console, at least on the original Wii, because I'm sure you could play any of the games with the Wii U if this is on the Wii U. I don't know what's on the Wii U, but because I haven't been on their Virtual Console, but make sure you have either a GameCube controller or the Pro controller, which I highly recommend. It's fantastic. I wish I would have gotten it sooner. Otherwise, I probably would have bought more Virtual Console games and supported the system more. But the few Virtual Console games I do have, this works like a dream. I wish they supported this controller more, though. I like how when you hold the right shoulder button, she actually points up. It's kind of nice. I suck at these games, if you can't tell, and I haven't played this in a while, so talking and playing this at the same time is kind of difficult. I'm at 15 health. I don't think I'm gonna make it. I made it just in time. This isn't really a display of my skills at this game, but you know, try recording a commentary and playing the game at the same time. It's not as easy as it looks. I used to think it was until I actually did it myself. If you can do it, congratulations. I wish I could give you some sort of medal, but I don't know where you live and I don't want to. Some things should just be left alone. Is everything in there deadly? Apparently it didn't hurt me though. I'm still at 15 health. Got some cool rotating, or what Nintendo coined, Mode 7 effects, as we like to call them in the industry. Although I'm not part of the industry, but I could be if I actually worked hard and went to school and did things that my parents kept on telling me I should do instead of playing video games. Man, I really need to find another route in life now that I'm saying all this out loud, but let's continue playing this game. So, I'm coming out of the spaceship. This is usually how the Metroid games before this started usually just came out of your spaceship. So this game ends up being a maze. You have a handy dandy map. Use it wisely. Basically, you don't have to use graph paper for this one, which is nice. So basically, just like this are any of the Metrovania games. You just gotta figure out where you can go and where you can't go. Obviously, I can't turn into a ball yet, so I can't go in those things. The music is really good in this game, even though it's really subtle. It does have a horror theme to it, like the original Alien, which is really cool and kind of not very common for games of its time. Games around this time, unless you had like a fancy PC maybe, didn't really excel in atmosphere all that well. This game reeks of atmosphere. If this game was somehow spongy and you actually wrung it like a sponge, like atmosphere would drip out of it. That's how much atmosphere is in this game. I hope you guys enjoyed my analogy there. I don't know if this is the same area of the original NES game. It looks like it. I don't know the Metroid lore all that much. Maybe one day they'll come out with a book like they did with the Zelda games, which I absolutely love, like my little Zelda Historia book or whatever the hell it's called. It's fantastic because it explains like the storyline and stuff, even as Zeldas I didn't finish, which makes it interesting for me, because if I don't particularly like a game in the series, I can just read what happens, and that's nice. Although I could just go on Wikipedia it too without buying the book, but the book's really nice and I really like the concept art. Oh, I'm used to playing Metroid Fusion, I guess. I thought she could like make bombs and stuff. Apparently I'm wrong. What lies ahead? I don't know. All I do know is I can turn into a ball now, so that's pretty cool. So I can't go here. So the only logical thing is to go up. And up we shall go. Nice festive lights for the holidays. I'm liking it. I jumped for apparently no reason at all, but I just felt like I needed to. Alright. So let's get out of this busted ass area here that I'll probably forget about later on when I need to go here. Alright, so apparently I'm supposed to go somewhere that I missed. It probably involves the ball form. I didn't know those things locked backwards, but I haven't played this in a long time, so I don't know much. But I get to see those cool lights again. Look at those. So realistic. Mine is blown. I don't like those faces. They're kind of creepy. That looks cool, but does it serve a purpose? I'm not really sure. I rented this game when it was new. I bought this game, and then around the same time I moved, and then I had my Wii in storage for a long time, and I'm just starting to play it again when I'm recording this video, so you'll have to forgive me if it doesn't look like I know what I'm doing, because I actually don't know what I'm doing. So these can blow up. Alright, this looks like we can go through this door. I'm pretty stoked. You should be too. Now I got a missile. I think that means I can get those other doors open. So let's experiment because we have nothing to lose except dignity. But I mean, that's overrated, so whatever. I only have 5 missiles. I forgot how to switch to the missiles. There we go. How many times do I gotta shoot? Do I have to literally shoot the damn thing 5 times? It's a little overboard. Now I don't have anything of value. Please stop scanning me. It gives me the creeps. Okay, thank you. So that was a big waste of time, but at least now I know how it works. Those angry faces kind of seem out of place in a game like this, but who am I to judge? I don't make games, I just play them. I wish I made games. I think I got some good ideas. I'd tell you guys about them, but I actually want people to subscribe to this channel, not cancel or just not subscribe at all without being a subscriber in the first place. I believe I just covered all the bases there. Great. These things look like the Guyver, if you ever saw that wonderful masterpiece of cinema. She can't duck and shoot. She can duck and shoot. I'm just pushing forward while I'm pushing duck, I guess, too much. The D-pad on this is bigger than most Nintendo controllers, which I like a lot, but I guess I'm used to using Nintendo controllers where it's not second nature. Up we go, and one of these guys is probably going to piss me off and make me fall down like 20 stories. Or I can just make myself fall down 20 stories. I mean, apparently I have options here. As much as I want that thing you just pooped out after I made you explode. too scared to get it without doing some sort of harm to myself. Shit. It's one thing about Metroid games I'm not too crazy about is her little flip jump that she does. Not a terribly huge fan of that. But I imagine you get used to it. I got used to it when I played this, when I rented it way back in the day, before my Super Nintendo discolored with age. Ironically, my original Nintendo stayed the same color, but they kind of made the original Nintendo like a dirty color anyway, so maybe that's the only reason why it didn't fade. Always thought the Japanese Super Famicom, which is their equivalent of the Super Nintendo, looked way cooler than the Super Nintendo version we got. Great flying things. That I'm having a lot of trouble avoiding. Apparently I'm not very good at this. But I will be once I practice enough, I promise. Right, what is that thing? Is that like a save point? Oh. Alright. That's pretty advanced for the time. See how long I've been playing this? 17 minutes, that's an awfully long video for YouTube. Alright guys, this was Metroid, or Super Metroid, on Metroid 3, as the game says when you actually first turn it on. I don't know why they felt obligated to call it Super Metroid, because when this game came out, it was kind of past the time where like games on the Super Nintendo had Super in the title, but they still called it Super Metroid regardless. I don't know. But anyway, this game's fantastic. If you want to try out a 2D Metroid game, play either Metroid game on the Game Boy Advance or play Super Metroid, which is available on the Super Nintendo, the Wii Virtual Console. I don't know about the Wii Virtual Console, but again, there's a fabulous tool called Wikipedia where you can just look it up and find out. But anyway guys, thanks again for watching, and I hope you like my commentary and my atrocious gameplay. But thanks again for watching, supporting the channel, and again, if you like this channel, subscribe, because I mean, if you like something, I mean, why wouldn't you subscribe to it? But anyway, thanks again for watching, and feel free to comment. Take care. Bye.